Hi, my name is Meredith Ellis, and I'm an assistant professor of anthropology here at Florida Atlantic University. And what motivates my teaching and research is a desire to tell stories. Before I was an anthropologist, I was first in English, in writing and in poetry and in teaching, and the love of telling stories has carried over into what I do today now in anthropology. So in my research, I'm a bioarchaeologist. That means I study human skeletal remains from the past, and I look at the people who have died before us to try to understand what their lives were like in the past. I look at their skeletons to reconstruct their experiences, what their worlds were like, and to bring those stories forward to today. In the classroom, that same urge to tell stories drives my teaching as well. In the classes that I teach, I organize my readings and my lectures and our discussions around this idea of weaving together a grand narrative, an argument that the students and I work together through all semester, working through ideas and concepts and readings to come to understand a topic as a story. And it's a really rewarding experience to go through that process with the students together. These stories include everything from how we came to be the way we are in classes like my human evolution class, to understanding the biological and social consequences of the idea of race, something that's very important in society today, to even understanding the idea of death as a cross-cultural concept and how peoples around the world deal with death and deal with bodies. These stories that we tell, however, to me are never simple. They're very, in fact, complex. In my research, that means that I understand that the skeletal remains that we leave behind are not just biological objects, but they're actually things that are created by our culture as well as our biology. Our bodies are formed by our social interactions, our environments, the people with whom we have relationships, just as much as they are by our genetics. And so when we look at a skeleton, we're actually understanding how people experienced their entire worlds around them. In the classroom, the complex stories that we tell, for me, it's really important that students learn to analyze them, that students leave my classes with the skills of critical thinking. So it isn't enough that they just come to understand this big narrative that I'm helping them construct about an idea or concept. I want them to understand the nuances, the positions of our authors, the complexities of the ideas, and even the position of their teachers, like me. And I want them to learn to be critical of those ideas and those positions so that they can start to learn to form their own ideas about how the world works and begin to form their own narratives around these ideas and concepts. And so these critical thinking skills that they develop allow them to ask bigger questions about the material that they've learned, not just in my class, but carrying forward through the rest of their academic careers and the rest of their lives. So teaching and research, and especially my interactions with the students here at Florida Atlantic University, that's all really driven by this passion for me, for storytelling, and for having students learn real life skills and real important concepts that they can carry forward. These types of concepts mean a lot to me. I'm passionate about watching students grow. It's incredible to have students in a classroom and see them learn, for instance, that forensic anthropology as they see it on TV is not reality, that working with skeletal materials is far more complex and has far more gray areas to it. Or to see them learn that evolution isn't just a theory, it's a scientific theory like gravity, right? And that there's lots and lots of evidence to back it up. Or to even learn that death, which we think of as a biological concept, is actually cultural. And how death occurs and when death occurs, the understanding of that varies around the world. And I get to see students wrestle with these really complicated ideas and grow, and I love that. And I get to teach them some really important things too, some really big concepts that they can really wrestle with in the classroom and beyond. We talk about race, we talk about genocide, we talk about topics that matter, we talk about history, and that's important. And I'm really, really passionate about that and about going on that journey with my students. And for me, seeing them grow and have those experiences, that's magic, and I love it, and I think they do too.